Hello guys, hope you are doing good. This is Sharik, your host. Today's session I will cover how to enable firewall service in CentOS or Red Hat Linux, and how to disable firewall services, how to install firewall, and how to check the state of firewall, and how can we allow the ports in firewall. So before starting, if you are first time a viewer of my channel, please like, share and subscribe. So first thing we need to know why firewall is required. What is the purpose of firewall? Firewall purpose is you can say is a security method to keep you safe from non-authorized access, and packet will be received only authorized access. So you can say in a layman language, in simple language, if you try to access my network, first you need to have authority, then you can access my network. So guys, we need to check the status of firewall. If we are having a firewall on firewall dash command space dash that state. If we are having firewall, it will be running, or otherwise it will be display error, or we don't have firewall, or firewall is disabled. No. So you can check over here, my firewall status is running. So if you don't have, mostly in servers, firewall is default in build. So if you don't have firewall, the firewall installation command is yum install. As you are aware about that, yum is a package repository, and install and firewall. I just need to enter. And now I wanted to check the status of firewall. So how to check the status of firewall? I have checked over here state of firewall. My state is running, firewall is running. So I will going to check the status of firewall. State is different, status is different. You should aware about this. So I want to check the status of firewall. Systemctl. Systemctl is the checking status of the, and status then firewall LD, okay, and systemctl. If you want to check or enable any kind of service, you need to tell to system and just press enter. So you are having active running firewall. So I wanted to disable this firewall. How can we disable this firewall? So disabling command is systemctl disable firewall. Once you have entered, your firewall will be disabled. The current CentOS or Red Hat Linux firewall will be disabled. Let's just press enter. So you can check over here. Remove C-link and symlink and symlink. This is the process to disable the firewall. So do you want to enable firewall? The enabling command is systemc. No, before we can check over here, the status of firewall is run. No. What is the status of firewall? No. So you can check over here. So guys, I wanted to check the status of firewall after disabling. So firewall CMD then space dash state. You can check over here, firewall is still running. So I need to check over here status of firewall. Status of firewall is still running. So I want to recheck this. I want to disable firewall. Again we need to type sudo systemctl. So now the firewall is disabled. Again I have typed sudo as a root user, sudo systemctl disable firewall, and now I will check again the status of firewall. Firewall CMD state is still running. So if this process will not work, we can check over here. We can just stop firewall systemctl stop firewall. Once I have stopped, might be this will be work, because after disabling or enabling, I already you can check the process is succeed, but it's not disabled. So now I will check systemctl firewall command state. So now once you have stopped the firewall, you can check over here your firewall status is not active. So first I told you about how to disable firewall, and now how can you aware about how to stop firewall, and you know how to start firewall. Do you want to know how to start firewall services? So start firewall services is same as systemctl then space start FirewallD. Just enter systemctl start FirewallD and enter. So now I will check the status of firewall. The firewall is running on. So systemctl status firewall. So you can check over here now now the server firewall is active, and I also want to check the state of firewall. It will be active on running Firewall CMD -- state. So you can check over here. Once you have started the firewall, it's active. And do you know how to enable firewall? Once I will going to disable firewall. So now I'm going to disable firewall. Systemctl disable FirewallD. Then enter. You can check over here. This command is succeed, so my firewall is disabled. I wanted to enable firewall. How to enable firewall? So enable command, just you need to replace the disable. You just enter just replace with the enable. systemctl enable FirewallD. Just enter. Once you have enabled the firewall, you can check over here. Create a select from the systemctl. So now successfully you have enabled the firewall state. So do you want to check the status of firewall again? systemctl status FirewallD. systemctl status FirewallD. So you can check over here my so the server Redhat server firewall is running in active mode. You can see it's active mode. So guys, do you want to check the zone of active zone in firewall? How can we check the active zone in firewall? It's very important once you are installing any Apache or Tomcat server, you need to enable, suppose you need to enable your zone like public zone and private zone. If you are working on enterprises, you need to enable public, and some of that thing you need to in private zone. So I will check with here, I will enable public zone or disable or active public zone, or will going to give you some overview about how to add ports in public and how to TCP and UDP port in public and how to TCP in private, HTTP and HTTP. I will cover both. So first I want to check the active zone in firewall. Firewall CMD get ACT active zones. What I have type over here, I want to check the active zone in my firewall. So firewall command CMD dash dash get active zones. Once I will press enter, the active zones will be appear. So what is the my interface active zone? My public active zone is ENS33. So this is the active zone. So I wanted to, so now I will check how to add public zone. First I will test, after I will implement in a permanent. There is two method. First we can check over as testing or permanent and public. You can check over there like. So if you are a root user, you don't need to type sudo firewall. So guys, here I'm checking how to add public zone, HTTP in public zone. So need to add public zone, you need to type firewall CMD then space dash dash zone, because I'm adding zone in public zone, then equal public. This I'm testing. This I'm used to for testing. Okay. Once you will restart your PC, it's not permanent. Okay. You have, if you want to make a permanent, you need to use permanent. And I will also give you overview about how to make it permanent. Public. Then space dash dash add services. Add services service equal to HTTP. I will use in a public zone HTTP. I am going to enable zone public. So just press enter. Once you will press enter, you can check over here your public zone is active. So I wanted to also enable the HTTPS, which is called secure shell. So firewall, if you will draw the up arrow, you whatever you have write your text and codes, it will be appear. But I love to write a firewall CMD zone equal public add services service. You just need to replace with HTTP to HTTPS. Once you will press enter, it will be success, and you can use SSL certificate HTTPS service in zone, but for temporary, it's not permanent. So I need to check the status public zone. What is the status of my public zone? Once I have added the public zone HTTP and HTTPS in public zone, I want to check the status of public zone. So status of public zone need to check firewall CMD zone /zone public public, then list of services dash dash list, and what services we are checking. Just press enter. You can check over here. HTTP and HTTPS is now in public zone. If you are having custom domain or domain services, you can use as a HTTP and HTTPS, because once your firewall is enabled, you need to add the HTTP. Once you want to use HTTP and HTTP, you have to use HTTP and HTTP in the firewall. You need to create a public zone to you need to add the HTTP and HTTPS to public zone. So I wanted to add permanent. Suppose this is a temporary. So I wanted to add my HTTP public zone, HTTP public zone, HTTPS public zone permanent. So permanent command is, you just type firewall CMD, then space zone equal public, then space permanent, because here it will be permanent services. Permanent, add HTTP. I'm using HTTP. So I'm going to what I have right, firewall command zone public permanent add services. Just press enter. Once you will press enter, so my HTTP in public zone is success. Once we will restart PC, reboot PC, it will not affect, because I have already add the rule in firewall. So if you didn't use permanent, once we will reboot the server, it will be default. It will not work, as we didn't create a rule in a public. We have created a rule in public, but we didn't make it permanent. So this is the method to use public in HTTP. So I wanted to use in a HTTPS secure cell. So you just need to press up arrow and just type F. What I have right, firewall command space zone equal public permanent and add services HTTPS. So you can check over here. Once you will press enter, you will check the success. So a secure cell is also in public zone, is permanent active, success. So I wanted to check the status of HTTP and HTTPS. So you can check over here sudo, or without sudo you can use sudo firewall command zone public permanent, then space dash dash list services. It's common the second line, because I have increased the font size of this secure cell, because it's visible. So just press enter. You can check over there, this is the permanent HTTP and HTTPS is added, because I'm checking here the status of list of services which is active in permanent zone. This is the method to add HTTP public zone in permanent, and a permanent address in public zone, and HTTP and HTTPS and test. First you can check its testing is completed, you can use as a permanent. So I will check over here how to open port in firewall rule. How to create a rule, you can say how to create a firewall rule to add ports. So guys, here I will check how to create a rule and enable ports in firewall. Creating rule in firewall to enable ports. So first I will check the testing as a public zone. I will as the permanent. So you need to type firewall CMD. I am creating a firewall rule. Firewall command zone dash zone public then space add port. What I will going to add? I will going to add port. So just mention port, and I will also use TCP and UDP. Both port I will going to add. What is the port? Whatever port you want to use. Suppose I wanted to use 8089. I want to add this port in TCP. So just TCP and just press enter. So you can check over here, this port is active, added in your firewall rule for temporary. So you wanted to add the same port in UDP, just you need to change UDP. Just up the arrow and just press and you can check over here. This is also added. Firewall UDP and TCP rule is added. So you need to check the status of enable firewall rule, firewall command zone public list ports. Just press enter. You can check over here 8989 TCP and UDP port is rule is created for temporary, but it's created. So I wanted to add this rule in public zone and permanent. So how can we add this in permanent in public zone? TCP, I will use TCP and UDP port. So just need to type again firewall CMD space zone equal public space permanent. What service I am going to add? TCP port in permanent. Permanent space add port equal 8989 / then TCP. What I have write firewall command zone public permanent add TCP port this. Just press enter. So you can check over here success. So this rule is permanent created. The same rule I wanted to create in UDP. Just press just up the arrow. I just mentioned here, just change it UDP. Just press enter. So you can check over here UDP and TCP rule is created. So you are now I will check the status of permanent added ports. So same you need to check firewall. Just you need to check over here, just add the permanent and zone dash equal public space permanent dash list ports. And once you will enter, you will get the result. So what I have again I will type firewall command zone public dash permanent space dash list. Just press enter. So you can check over here, its permanent TCP UDP is added in your firewall rule. So guys, this is the process. First I have given you an overview about how to enable firewall over in the top, how to enable firewall, how to disable firewall, how to check the status of firewall, how to test the firewall in zone, public zone and private zone, how to use HTTP and HTTPS. Guys, if you are having any kind of doubts, any kind of confusion, please let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.